Yo, yo, yo! Here we go!
This is Special Report. This is Special Report.
Well, it's a good thing there's no oncoming cars, because this guy absolutely has no regard for traffic, and booyah, neither does the trash can! Oh my God, that looked painful as shit. You can see him make a left right here and almost freaking bends over. But obviously he lost control, he smiles at the cam, and a booyah, trash can selfie for you.
Let's call it, into these unacknowledged special access projects. And I got involved because, and this is something that when I started out, I was just doing investigation and going out and seeing, hey, can we make contact with these objects? Can we document them? And it turned out that once we did, I got pulled in and was asked to brief President Clinton's new CIA director. And from there, I began to realize that there were people who are inside government who know about these projects, and there are people inside government who do not know. And it has nothing to do with your rank. It doesn't matter if you're the president, and it doesn't matter if you're the CIA director. It really matters whether or not the bureaucracy feels like you're going to go along with the agenda of keeping this secret. And the secrecy is the hardest thing for people to understand. This was the first question the CIA director asked me, R. James Woolsey, who was Clinton's first CIA director. He says, why would this be so secret? Why aren't they telling me and the president about this? And my wife and I were at this meeting. It was about a 3-hour meeting. And I said, because they don't believe that this president, Clinton at the time, this was in December of '93, would go along with the agenda. And if he disclosed this information, it would basically be the end of oil and gas and coal and public utilities, because we would have a technology that would completely transform our world. Now, I think that's a good thing. But if you own trillions of dollars in oil assets and coal and public utilities and
It's all about the money.
stocks, you're probably not so enthralled. So I think that's one of the big issues of the secrecy was not based on normal national security concern and left physical evidence, and thousands of radar cases. Now, one of them is featured in the movie. The senior investigator for the FAA was called in 1986 when there was a Japan Airlines 747 going over the polar route. It was a cargo jet, actually. And it encountered one of these objects that was at least 3 or 4 times the size of a 747, moving in a nonlinear way. It would just move, it'd be in one position of the sky, one radar scope would be in another. He signaled to it, it signaled back. It was obviously under intelligent control. They scrambled jet fighters up. It was on military radar and civilian radar. All this data went to the FAA, and John Callahan was asked to do a briefing for the head of the FAA, 3 CIA folks, 3 FBI people, and 3 people from Ronald Reagan's science advisory team. When that meeting was over, the CIA said, this meeting never happened and this event never happened. We have so much data from this case, we don't want the public to have it, so they took it all. What they didn't realize is that the originals were still in Mr. Callahan's office, and when he retired, he left and gave them to us. We have that. So a lot of people will be skeptical and say, where's the evidence? Where's the physical? Where's this? Where's that? We have all that. The problem is nobody has studied the issue seriously, and what we're trying to do is put a snapshot together of the scope of this kind of evidence. Government documents, radar cases, photographs, video from whistleblowers. And the irony is, one of the things I mentioned recently in a news interview was the mainstream media brags about how, well, if we have a very controversial story, we need at least 3 corroborating points of information. The Disclosure Project has over 112 very credentialed, top secret people on video, hundreds of hours, who do not know each other. There's no collusion from different points in time corroborating the same events. Everything from recovering extraterrestrial vehicles and bodies that we've recovered in ones that have been downed using our electromagnetic weapon systems, to radar trackings, to the apparent ET concern about our nuclear weapons, where Colonel Diedrichson, who we have an extensive interview with him, he was responsible for all nuclear facilities in the United States. He said every single one of our nuclear facilities had been penetrated because they were apparently very concerned that we could do something that could destroy life on this planet. And with us going into space, maybe we would at some point be an existential threat to others. So this is a very big issue, and we have credentialed people who were in the right places who have first-hand knowledge, not second-hand accounts, along with the government documents that corroborate it. So I tell people, what do you want? You want someone said, well, I want a physical ET body. That's shown in the film also. Apparently it is. It's certainly not human. And so it seems to be hypocrisy of the mainstream media is that no matter how much evidence you put forward, because of the brainwashing of, oh, this can't be true, and this is all the stuff of the National Enquirer and tabloids, the attitude is, let's not even look at the evidence my mind is already made up. So what we tried to do with Unacknowledged is in one scene after another, put in the testimony, the evidence, the data points, and then people can go do their own research.
Dale Dufay saw a UFO in the 1989s, I believe, in Denver, Colorado by Mile High Stadium. And it was parked by I-25 and Spear Boulevard. And I seen 4 different UFOs for myself, and I always knew there was UFOs since the 1990s.
Don't take my word for it. I want people to be skeptical, since if you Google this subject, I would say more than 95% of everything on the internet on this subject is utter rubbish. Complete rubbish. But the part of it.
So it's up to us to bring disclosure, because the rich people won't let the government do a UFO disclosure. Listen to Gina Marie Colvin Hill. This is her channel. She has important information. Mary Hall, and Mr. MVP 333 channel. He has a good channel. It's up to date. And I hope this helps you understand what's going on right now.